And the Lord said,
Brewheads!
What's up, everybody? I'm Lisa,
I'm Brando.
I'm Big Mike.
and this is Brewheads.
You damn right.
And we have a very special guest with us today.
Yes.
DJ extraordinaire, and he dabbles in beer.
That was,
I was a DJ before I got into beer, so
wiki,
yeah.
wiki
Yeah.
word?
Longer. I can do both. I've actually had tastings while I DJ'd.
Oh,
so,
see? Yeah, there you go.
yeah, I've been able to intertwine the two.
Intertwine
I
that.
feel like I've seen that. Like you did that at a
Oh,
couple of
God,
places
I
now.
have, yeah. I've been-
Eli's
Middletown.
Groggy Frog.
Yeah, Groggy Frog, I definitely did it at. I was supposed to do one at the Blue Plate Tavern back in November, but I got into a car accident, so we had to reschedule that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we're still looking for a date, but that was a combined 90s party with like a sampling tasting type
Yeah.
thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I like
Good
that.
stuff.
I like 90s parties.
Yes.
None of us
90s
introduced
music.
him.
90s music.
No,
90s, yeah.
The extraordinary.
We just left it at
Yeah.
that.
The extraordinary Joey O is in the building.
There it
yes,
There
yes.
you go.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. No,
Absolutely.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, because
It's only been 3 years in the making.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
we're slow at.
you guys are slow. I'm busy.
Yep.
I mean, this all came together though because
Yeah.
Double Sunshine came
Double
out
Sunshine came
yesterday
out.
in the States. So it's like,
Yes.
let's hit it while it's hot.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And that's a perfect segue to break into
Do-
what's in the glass.
Yeah.
What would this
Yeah, so this is actually Double
Double
Sunshine.
Sunshine.
This was a brewery, or has been a brewery release only forever.
Yeah.
This was one of Sean's first beers that he ever did that actually helped spawn Sip of Sunshine. The reason why we're releasing it into distribution this week in Connecticut, but in all our networks, some states got it last week or a couple weeks ago, is because Sip of Sunshine is turning 10 years old this year.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow, I
so-
feel old in beer.
Wow.
Yes, it's been 10 years of Sip of Sunshine, and so to
Incredible.
commemorate the anniversary, we decided to release this to, just say, hey,
Yeah.
this helps spawn Sip, and that's why we're doing it. And it's 8% double IPA, Citra Mosaic, big, fruit forward beer. You get a lot of that Citra, nice aroma, some herbal notes on it.
Nice piney.
Love the nose on it,
Yeah.
and it's for me, it's my personal favorite Lawson beer. It always has been, and so
Same.
I've been very excited to wait for this beer to come down and be able to give it to folks like you guys,
Yeah.
my retailers,
Yeah.
my friends. Phone's been ringing off the hook, and the DMs have been going crazy for the last 3 weeks. When can I
Right.
get some? The bars and restaurants that pour draft, they're calling saying, like, can we get a half barrel? Can we get this? So it's been really exciting for us. And yeah, just literally launched yesterday in the state.
Nice.
And the package date on the bottom of this beer you're drinking it was produced on 128. So super fresh.
Wow, that's super fresh. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of our commitments to all our fans out there is freshness. And so to have this beer this fresh with you guys is awesome because fresh beer is where it's at. And
Yeah.
Yep.
and that's who we are.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, I forgot how good it was.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
No,
remember
this
the
is
last time I actually had double,
this is good.
but this is
We've done a variation of double the last couple years. It was brewed with ruby red grapefruit.
Yeah. I've
and
had that.
yeah.
That's been around for a little bit.
Yeah, but never have
Just
we
straight.
had in distribution, the OG
Yeah.
that started it all, Double Sunshine, the beer that people used to travel from all over the country to this little town of Warren, Vermont, where Sean is, from, to wait in line to buy, this beer. Sean did a story actually on Instagram last week about how he was delivering beer to the little store down in Warren. It was, and he was asking people in line as he was walking out, like where they're from, and
Yeah.
some some guys were like, we drove overnight from Chicago here to get this
Wow.
beer.
Wow. That's serious.
insane.
Yeah. So it was at the height, the height of craft beer when it was, starting
Yeah.
to do its thing. And then obviously, Sean kind of propelled that later when he decided he was going to go full blown, brewery company from the 7-barrel system he was brewing in at his house that was, detached off of his house. It was a little tiny 7-barrel, it's a maple shack, looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've brewed there before. It's really cool. Call it the Wizard's Workshop.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, and it's just like it has a lot of history, and when you're in there, you just feel like magic and something special happened, and you're like,
Yeah.
I remember when I first got hired by Lawson's, and I was, going through my training, and I had gotten into that little 7-barrel brewery, and I just was like, this is where it started, you know, and look where it's gone and where craft beer went after it, and so it was like I was in shock, but I was also proud that I was there. So,
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah.
I had no idea double came before.
Neither did I.
Yeah.
Just regular sip.
Yeah, I thought sip was.
It's because you guys have never been there to read the
I know.
stories.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm about to say
That's why I'm
you better
here.
not said you knew before you had it. Before you had
Oh,
sip.
okay.
Yeah, about to say.
Okay.
She won't say it.
It's I won't say it, but it's part of when you go to the brewery
Oh,
and you
stop
talk
it.
to people
Stop
and
it.
you hang out there and
Have you been to the brewery?
She has.
Oh, nice.
and
You know what?
don't
That's
take
what
it away
happens
from
when
me right now.
that's what happens when you're when you're at work at a school most of your
Get 3 months
'cause-
off.
Yeah.
Listen, I believe that was an April vacation trip. It was
When
a weekend.
were you there? How long ago?
When did we do Vermont?
No, we
I know,
did
I know, but do you guys remember?
when we
was
did
that-
Maine.
No, when we went to Vermont. I know it wasn't with you two, but when I went to Vermont.
No, I do not remember.
Because we did a whole huge.
I don't
we did
remember.
it all.
Yeah.
We did it all. But Lawson's was our last stop, and it was the day of some bike rally.
Oh, yeah.
So.
We've done a lot of those.
Oh yeah, I've never seen so many bicycles
Yeah.
in my life, in serious bicycles. And then as we're driving back, I'm like, how do these people ride these bicycles on these roads? Oh my goodness! It was the road. You
So
know
it's
how
not
I
like
feel.
our road's like right here.
It's just they're narrow. You know
Yeah.
how I feel. I like my space.
Yeah.
Some are dirt.
Some are dirt. The turns are a little sketchy in some areas.
Yeah, Vermonters are very hardcore in mountain
That
biking.
that
Yeah.
sounds
Yeah.
like an awesome bike trail.
Yeah.
What you just
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them in Vermont.
Yeah.
A ton.
And there's beer at the end. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's yeah.
It always leads back to beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with us, and we do a lot of things in the community with sporting events of people racing and running, and
Yeah.
then a lot of mountain biking stuff. Obviously, we do a lot of stuff with the ski community and the snowboarding community too. So we're all about kind of like that active lifestyle, and then kicking back, having a beer after, and also just enjoying nature and taking care of the environment.
Yeah.
It's a big thing for us. And Sean was a naturalist before he started home brewing, and he's so knowledgeable on anything nature, and so we're all about protecting the environment and being part of that. And all of Vermont is too. It's a
I
Vermont
was going to
thing.
say you're in a perfect spot
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, for real.
When you go up there, the air is just easier to breathe. The food tastes better, the beer tastes better.
Yeah.
It's like,
The stress melts off you.
yeah, it's a special place for sure. I've been going up there for 15 years maybe. I used to sell Long Trail, and I worked for Long Trail. But I used to work at Harper Distributors with Brett Hollander. Do you guys know Brett?
Oh, yeah.
Of course we know
Yeah.
Brett.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, a friend of the show and all-time listener. He
Shout out,
listens-
Brett.
Shout out,
Hey,
Brett.
Brett.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Brett's the reason, I got into the beer business, actually.
Really?
Yeah, he is. I worked at Harper Distributors for almost 8 years, and I was DJing back in the day in downtown Hartford at all the clubs, and then
Yeah.
I used to own a martini lounge for a little while, and Brett would kind of sponsor me when I DJ'd, so I'd wear Budweiser hats, and he'd give me
Yeah.
all this swag, and and I was like 21, so I was living it up at the time, and I transitioned into opening or buying a martini lounge with some partners of mine, and I was working with Brett with a lot of events and stuff.
Yeah.
And when it was time for me to get out of the business because I was getting burnt out, I called him and said, "Hey, man, I know I can sell beer. Can you help me?" And he said, "I can get you in, but you're going to start from the bottom, and you're going to have to work your way up." And thank God, he gave me that opportunity, and I was able to do that, and then just keep excelling and rising since. And so, and it led to me at Long Trail. I was working for Long Trail in Vermont, here in Connecticut for like another 7.5 years. And I've been with Lawson's now for almost 4.
Nice.
So it's been a nice ride. And it all started with the Brettster.
Yeah.
The Brettster. Yeah.
I call him the Brettster.
Party man.
A lot of great stories out of Connecticut beer start with the Brettster.
Yeah.
Well,
No, that's facts.
I don't think you're going to meet anyone more passionate about beer than Brett in the state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find it hard to find someone else who's going to really be that passionate. I mean,
Actually, Brett has said the only person who probably is more passionate than him is Ian from Hartford Wine and Spirits.
Yeah.
Because not only is he that passionate about the beer and knows everything, and he'll flip it and know everything about the wine too.
yeah. Well, I know Ian too.
Yeah, that dude is.
Yeah. Yeah. They just opened a new store in like
Simsbury,
and
yeah.
I haven't been to it yet, but
Harvested?
yeah. Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't remember that's when Brett was here, he was talking about, helping, with the kind of semi with the logistics of it. Because it's a new place.
Is it still called Harvest?
That's what I was wondering too. I can't remember.
I think it's still
I
called
think it
Harvest.
is, yeah.
Okay.
Because I want to say I swear I saw an Instagram account for the Simsbury store saying Harvest Simsbury.
I'll have to check it out.
I think it's in the same plaza as that grocery store, I believe, which is it's like a mom and pop grocery store. The name of it's like sliding by me right
Not
now.
Fitzgerald.
Yeah, thank you. That's it.
Oh, you're welcome.
I feel like that.
It's what I do.
Fitzgerald, CVS. Yeah.
I think it's in that plaza. I think. But I used to sell beer to Fitzgerald's when I had a route at HDI. They were on my route. I had a lot of routes at HDI because
Yeah.
as you're trying to move up to get better accounts, better routes, you really go through the gambit of like, I was selling beer on Park Street, and
Yeah.
and then I eventually worked my way into the Southington area, Berlin Turnpike, which is higher volume, and I had the AquaTurf. They used to crush it. I had all the sliders.
AquaTurf.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Prom
Damn.
capital of Connecticut.
Yeah, the
What did you say?
AquaTurf.
Prom capital of Connecticut.
Yeah, I had my prom there too. I think 2 of them. They're having a big weed expo there this weekend.
Oh, really?
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's a cannabis expo on
That's right.
Saturday and
February,
Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's at AquaTurf. So
Is
I live in Southington, so I see the billboards, on 84, and I'm like, at the AquaTurf, because it doesn't really fit them, but I guess it doesn't matter anymore.
Right. It brings
Yeah.
money in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and
it's
that's-
legal.
That's
so-
Right.
yeah.
yeah.
That. Yes.
Yes, the legality of it is.
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
We have more Double Sunshine too, and there's some more.
Is there?
over here?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
if you
I'll
want
do
more.
that then.
Huh.
Please. So tell me, I think we got caught one time talking about SIP
Yes.
because people were saying, there was a thread saying something about SIP, that it tasted different in Vermont than it did in Connecticut.
Yeah, so
And this was
It was a while ago.
5-6 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
So we were like, oh, we should try one of the Vermont ones. And then we got blasted because
it was never made in Vermont.
there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah, that's been a misconception and a rumor that's been spread for years. SIP was never ever produced in Vermont. I mean, I'm sure Sean had a pilot batch of it because
Yeah,
he
yeah.
needed to
Right.
Yeah.
bring something
R&D or something.
out.
Yeah.
Right, but it was never sold in Vermont from Vermont. It was always produced and made at Two Roads.
Okay.
Always. And I don't know why people circulated that rumor. I don't know. That rumor flew a lot for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know. I think in the beginning, maybe some people were getting a little angry they couldn't get it because it was hard to get. And then, who knows why that rumor started. But I could tell you, I work for Sean.
Yeah.
It's never been produced in Vermont.
So he's aware of this rumor.
He's fielded the questions. In the trade when he's gone out and worked in markets and stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like I said, it was a rumor circulated. Why I don't really know. Maybe Brett knows.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
Brett
Brett
knows,
started it.
No, he didn't. Trust me, he's a big Lawson guy.
Yeah, I gotta say, the first time that we met, oh wow, now I can't remember his name. Holy shit, Lawson's
Sean,
God damn, just
Gathering of the Vines.
It's just like wow, gone.
Two roads.
Yeah, Two Roads, Gathering of the Vines. It was that our very first,
our first
Brew
beer
Fest?
fest. And that was when Keegan
Yeah,
said, "Yo, Sean Lawson's got
yeah,
crazy
Yeah,
stuff underneath the bar."
We of course, of course. So
sounds like
yeah.
Sean.
Yeah. So we're talking to him, and we don't even we're talking, and we have already been drinking, and we don't even realize it's Sean.
Yeah.
Like we have, and it was just like, and we're talking and talking. He's like, yeah, it's my brewery, and it's like, hold on, wait, you're Sean.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's just
Just
there.
a calm, humble guy.
He's just there pouring his beer to everybody.
Well, Sean, when I used to work for Long Trail, there used to be these beer fests at the Seaport in Boston.
Yeah.
And they were called the Extreme Beer Fest. And it was like you would have to make these wild beers. Like,
Oh, no kidding.
like
yeah.
we made one when I was with Long Trail. It was like a turkey Thanksgiving beer. And
Oh, wow.
It tasted like stuffing and cranberry.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, and then we made one with durian fruit, which is like that really smelly, nasty fruit
Yeah.
from Asia. So you really go to extremes.
Streams. Yeah.
And it was 2 days, 2 or 3 days actually. And this is when beer fests were huge and people
Yeah.
were waiting.
Yeah.
And the minute they would open those doors, and now the Seaport arena or whatever they have there is big.
Yeah.
And it was packed with brewers and breweries. The minute they opened the doors, they just rushed to Sean's
Oh
booth.
shit.
And he's all the way in the back. And, it's like they're just running by every other brewery and
Just to
going
get
right
to- yeah.
And then the line just didn't stop. I mean, it was and every year it was like that. Like just all day you had a steady line. And
This is why you're working at Long Trail
yeah.
and watching the crowd.
Yeah, and I remember, going
Cut your
up.
cranberry
I
stuffing.
I remember, and I don't even remember what beers Sean brought, but it's just the buzz and the hype was there around him and his beer and his brewery, no matter what he touched or brewed, and I was in awe because, it just the level of loyalty and interest in people was insane.
Yeah.
And they're then they're going back to the line. It's like,
Yeah.
there's like 60 breweries here, but so it gave me a sense of how big Sean was at the time because I had heard of him and heard of Lawson's and I wasn't like too much on my radar. I was kind of staying in my lane. And then when I was there and witnessed it, I was like, holy cow, this is like a monster brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just cool to see. Yeah.
I mean, he makes really good beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I did an event with Sean when I was at Long Trail because Long Trail owned Otter Creek and the Shed.
Yeah.
So I sold those brands as well. And Mike Gearhart was the Otter Creek brewmaster. Really talented guy, made super dank IPAs. Just a smart guy, and a good guy. He was friends with Sean, and we did some collaborations, Otter Creek and Sean and Lawson's. Double Dose IPA, and then we did Double or Nothing, which was a barley wine that they both collaborated on. And so Brett was close with Sean at the time. He had just gotten the brand at HDI, and I had Otter Creek, and he knew about the collab, and we had a beer dinner in downtown Hartford with Sean and Mike to
No
celebrate
kidding.
the collaboration.
Wow.
We sold out Trumbull Kitchen, the whole restaurant, in like 2 hours.
I'm sure.
And it was like 50 people, something like that, and it was just madness. Like, and how early people showed up to the dinner. Like,
wow.
The doors weren't even open.
And they out there waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
It's a ticketed event. Like you're not.
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
run
yeah,
out,
it's
but
not-
there's
yeah.
still a line.
Well,
and-
everyone's wondering where they're gonna sit, and
Right.
if you bought two tickets, or you have your own table, and where's Sean gonna
People
be
like
talking?
to get there first.
yeah, that
Yeah.
fear of missing out, man.
Yeah, I like to get there first too because I just need to know the lay of the land. And
Yeah.
Exactly. Before everyone like bum
Parking.
rushes, I need to see what's going on.
Do
like-
some recon.
I like to
Yeah.
walk in and make a presence.
Yeah, well,
I make a presence regardless.
That's why Mike goes in late.
I thought I stole that title.
Last Saturday you did.
Yeah.
where'd you guys go last Saturday?
We were at 12% for the Homebrew Fest and
I saw you guys post that.
Yeah.
Yep. And then went to NEPCO for the
Yeah.
No, I
Rehag.
wanted to go to that. Actually,
It was you know what? Literally, if someone just gave you some Rehag, didn't tell you what it was, you would just assume it's Rehag.
CHAG. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing to do.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it really is.
Especially in today's market where everyone's so like health conscious to
Yeah.
have
Yes.
the lower ABVs
Yes.
and
Oh,
but
yeah.
that same pack a punch taste.
Yeah.
I mean, you're dropping 2%,
yeah.
but nothing else.
Nothing
Yeah.
else. Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
Actually, you know what's funny? I came a lot. If like option, I probably would buy Rehag just so I
Yeah.
can keep drinking it.
Yeah.
I gotta try it. I wanted to go. Was Jamal there or?
No.
No.
Not when
no.
we were there. No.
Yeah, not when we were there. Yeah,
Yeah.
We got there 3?
I think so. Yeah.
But what I mean, and not to take anything away from Lawson's, obviously, because that's what we're here to talk
Right,
about.
right,
but
right.
What a great place! Like,
Yeah.
Oh, listen.
we walked in and they rolled out the red carpet for us,
Yes.
showing us the love and kind of like the spread we have here.
Yeah.
You
but-
guys made it. Look, you made it.
Oh,
Yeah. You know what?
You put in the work too, right?
Yeah.
But that so they were doing the blind taste test for everyone, and I have to say I went first and I was a little nervous because
You did well.
You know what? I went last. I was still nervous. 'cause
Yeah.
It was just
Did you
like
guys
that's
get
how
it or no?
close
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah,
We
no.
did.
We-
Each
it
of
was-
us got it.
it was super close. The only the only difference between the two was just the teensy bit of hot bite
Yep.
with
Yeah.
the regular Rehag.
Yeah.
CHAG's an amazing beer.
Oh, yeah.
So Rehag's probably amazing too. And those are friends of ours too. I mean,
Oh, yeah. You've done
Yeah.
collabs and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Labs, Jamal
Debco,
and
yeah.
I go way back too. Jamal used to work with Brett at Hartford Distributors,
Right.
and that's how I know Jamal is from. I used to work with him there.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking as you were telling the Brett story and how he gave you the shot, I'm like, I feel like we had someone else
Yeah,
sharing
yeah,
that
yeah,
story
Jamal,
with us
yeah.
on.
Brett's just a breeding superstar.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he really is.
I
Yeah.
love you, Brett. I love you. You know that.
And he's listening right now. Well, not this moment, but when he is
Yeah.
listening, he's going to be like, yeah, it's just what I do.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, he's a great dude, and
No, he really is.
I owe a lot to him, and I always like to tell this. When people ask the story, how did I get in? And because back in the day, it was hard to get in. To a
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
You know, Jamal said the same exact
I mean,
thing.
it was,
Yeah.
you had to know somebody,
Yeah.
and it was
It's
very,
like the fire department.
Yeah.
You don't know anybody, you're not getting in.
It's very exclusive, and you made good money, so it was it was very prestigious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that's not the case anymore, but
Well, I mean, I think that's with anything, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you used to have the highest grades to get into med school and, knock it out of the park and all of that. But, anyone can cut you open now.
yeah,
Yo, for real.
yeah. I hope someone doesn't cut me open. That didn't go to med school. Why does that give it like a bad sound?
No. My daughter, if she walks in, will just walk in. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Dad, I got you this.
So
Where's
I
the,
bought him an on-air sign.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
it's back there, but the
Does it light up?
the but the battery
and you got
died.
a remote, and so we
Yeah.
can put it outside. and just
The battery died.
I mean, nothing
doesn't
beats
stop
the night
it.
she was looking for the pizza, though.
that was great.
oh my god.
Can you get my pizza? I'm
Why?
filming.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, she does not give two shits about
does not
anybody.
care.
No fucks given.
No.
None.
Zero.
How old is she?
She's
19?
19.
Yeah, it's
Why
that
did
age.
we have that number faster than you?
I always have to think about it because I think she's
Him
20.
and Joey don't do math.
Yeah, I think she's 20, and I know she's just 19.
Okay.
But I think she's 20. She's been 20 for like
10
10
years?
years.
Yeah.
21's
Crazy.
coming up though, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Oh, it doesn't get easier.
No, I already told her when she turns 21, I'm getting her fucked up.
Yeah.
She already had her first shot when she was 18.
You know what though? Get it out of the way, and
Yeah.
then they'll be like, then you'll at least have a year where they're like, I'm not touching anything.
No, you know what?
I was throwing up.
She doesn't like drinking as it is already. She doesn't like alcohol.
That's not a prerequisite for
but-
being 21.
No, it's not. And
We here at
That's
Brewheads
happening a
only
lot.
support
Yeah.
the legal drinking
yes,
age of
legal
21.
drinking. Yes,
Thank
legal
you,
drinking
thank
of
you.
21. Yeah. Drink
I
responsibly.
support that as well.
Yeah.
Correct.
Drink responsibly, but stay wobbly.
Yep.
At the appropriate age and times.
Yep. The more you know. Remember.
Hold on, wait. No, we were in Canada when she had her first shot. Okay.
There you go.
Just to
All
let
right.
know. We were
Legal.
we were doing a Canadian trip. We were
Yeah.
in Canada.
Legal.
Legal.
Yeah.
I think if you're with your parent, it's legal.
It's
anyway.
legal. Yeah.
I mean,
also, it could have
sort
been
of.
Mexico. Why not? Why Canada?
It was closer.
cheaper.
Yes. Yes.
Drivable.
That is tropical.
Yeah,
Right,
drivable. No, it's tropical
Eh.
in the summer. Shit, it get hot in Canada.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, I know. So, have you ever been to Canada?
I went to Canada in the year New Year's Eve 2000.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was really cold. And I went with a bunch of guys from college because I was in college at the time. And I used to hang around with like a lot of big guys because like I was a DJ and they were
Yeah.
bouncers. And it was nice having security around when you needed it. And,
Yeah, yeah.
You know, when you're playing in big clubs, like, sometimes people want to kill you because
Right.
You played the wrong song.
Played the wrong song.
or their
Yeah.
girlfriend comes in and
Oh yeah, that's
Flirting
the
up the DJ to get their
yeah.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I always lived and hung around with a lot of big guys in college. So one of my buddies, we went to Canada and he brought a feather boa and he brought a replica WWE belt.
Oh my god.
And so every club we went to, we told everybody he was a wrestler.
Can you just say which wrestler he was?
I honestly
You don't even remember?
I don't remember.
Where?
Yeah,
Woo!
no, because he has dark hair. He didn't look like.
Oh
Ric Flair.
yeah.
I want to say like Mr. Wonderful or
Okay, yeah.
yeah, God, who was the other guy like Mr. Wonderful?
Did
Was it
Bret Hart used to wear
Mr.
a boa or
Perfect?
no?
Oh, you know what? It might have been Bret Hart.
in 2000. Yeah, maybe Bret Hart.
Yeah, it might have been him. Yeah, because we were in Canada too. So that
Oh yeah, that made yeah.
They would have. They would have maybe. I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because it was so cold, and you'd be waiting in line to go to clubs, and like there'd be a VIP ride, and we just like get in it, and then be like, "We're with him. He's a wrestler," and then boom, right in.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I remember being in the cab going back to our hotel, and we were pretty wrecked, and telling the cab driver he was a wrestler, and the cab driver was like blown away, like we're just laughing so hard. Like, this dude ain't a wrestler. He
Great
wrestles
story himself.
people at Elmer's.
Elmer's.
I DJ'd at Elmer's for my whole career at Central, so
On nickel beer night.
yeah, I have a lot of
Oh, my
ties.
God.
I have a lot of ties to CCSU.
Yeah.
I transferred there. I went to Mitchell College in New London for 2 years, and then transferred up to Central, and then
And how many years did you stay at Central?
I didn't stay enough. I can tell you that. I was. I didn't finish, but I'm still close to finishing if I want. I was working so much. I mean, I didn't have anybody helping me out. I was paying my way. I had my own
Yeah,
apartment, and at the end of the day, it was like I had to make money and to live, and so I was working nights a lot. And
Yeah.
it's just. It was tough to get to class.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
By
go-
2000, I had my husband and my child, so I was no longer an Elmer's visitor at
Yeah.
that point.
They just got sold.
Same.
Recently, so we had a little bit of a reunion there in the summer, just to like see everybody, and it was classes from all the years that worked at Elmer's.
Oh, no kidding.
And And it was just cool to see, like, there's people there from the 80s all the way up until, now, basically.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a cool little reunion. The guys that bought it are from Ted's up at Yukon.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, they bought it. So I haven't been in since they bought it yet, but, it's tough with, like, college bars when you have a different kind of product.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I always said that craft beer kind of prices out the riffraff.
I mean,
because college kids ain't spending fucking
they're not, but
$9-10 for a
it'd be
pint.
nice for them to like at least try it to see what it's
Right.
like.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Now they're not even trying it. It's going right
No.
to, White Claw and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trulies and White
All of
Claws.
us.
Yeah. Trulies and White Claw.
Yeah, I'm not a big seltzer guy, but if I drink seltzer, it's with vodka and a lemon.
Yeah.
I drink seltzer. It's Poland Springs
Yeah.
or Polar or whatever.
Polar.
Yeah.
Polar.
Well, I think Poland Springs might make one too, or they did. We have one of those seltzer makers at our house, so we just make our
yeah.
own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
there-
like that?
I mean, I don't use it. My girlfriend loves it, and my son loves it. So
All right.
it's just weird to hear that CO2 going sometimes because like what's going on?
Someone's making liquid static.
Yeah, the dog's going nuts sometimes. But
Yep.
But yeah, I mean it's cheaper and it's fresh and
Yeah.
and we don't flavor it. It's just straight water seltzer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
That
That's
is like TV static.
hardcore. That is hardcore.
yeah.
You have to love seltzer. For
Yeah,
that.
you do.
Well, I mean it's definitely being mixed a lot too.
I was
Yeah.
just gonna say
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
a dash
yeah.
of this and a
Yeah,
dash
yeah,
of that,
yeah.
and suddenly it's
And
amazing.
once you start-
Seltzer and Tito's and some lime is different.
Yeah, once you start putting lemon in, even when it's not mixed with Tito's, it tastes really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's got to be cold. But yeah,
I like me some seltzer.
Yeah.
you guys, did you try the stout yet?
I love this
Oh,
freaking
I
stout.
love this
yeah.
stout.
Brought more.
Yeah.
Tell me about
feel
this
like
stout because I remember it was like a year ago, right?
Yeah, so last year we only had it was a little bit more limited. It was only out for about 3 months.
Yep.
And this year we decided to bring it back, but to release it, around the same time frame, November, and we're gonna let it go until March, so we
Nice.
can kind of hit St. Patty's.
Yeah.
But also hit the the colder months too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nitro beer, and not so many
It's-
people are doing them anymore. So like
It's so good.
getting that like creamy mouthfeel on
Yeah.
the top with the head, and there's some specialty malts in there. Dry Irish stout malt
Yeah.
that Sean used, and I know when I was pouring these earlier, just watching a cascade down, it's like, and I'm not a huge stout guy per se, but when I watched it, I was like, oh, that looks really good.
I want that in my mouth.
Yeah, I'm an IPA drinker. And,
Yeah.
Same.
I wasn't, when I first started selling beer and getting into beer, because I was a fan of Long Trail, that's why they hired me. I sold so much and I drank so much of
Yeah.
it. I was really, I love the amber ale, because it had a lot of
yeah.
flavor. And,
Yep.
Yeah, it actually is good. No,
yeah,
the
and it
amber
was a
ale from
great
Long Trail's
gateway
good.
beer. And I remember selling beer, trying to sell IPA in bars, years ago, and people were like, "Well, you're crazy! Like this is not going to sell." Like they didn't want to buy it.
Stouts and lagers. Like,
Yeah.
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 That's and just standard ales,
Yep.
that's what sold. And then once I say like, I don't know, Brett will probably started sooner than that. But for me, when I noticed when I was selling beer, kind of when Goose Island came out, I started to see a little
Yeah.
bit of shift in people's drinking habits towards IPA. And then
Yeah, Goose Island had a good one.
Yep.
Blue Point, had Hoptical, which
Yeah, that's good.
the tap handle was insane. It was like a pyramid with the eye on
Yeah.
it, and
Yeah.
so that was when IPA was starting to get a little bit more accepted. And then fast forward now, look where we are now.
Yeah, for real.
Now I could sell 5 IPAs on tap somewhere, or you walk into a bar and it's all IPA and one stout and
Yeah.
maybe a
Yeah.
lager. It's all. And if you look at the trends and the data, it's all IPA driven. So and that's kind of where we fall too. I mean, we're definitely an IPA brand,
Yep.
but obviously we make great beer no matter what style it is.
Right.
Yes.
It's just the IPAs sell at a higher rate, a higher velocity. So
I love the fact that I feel when it comes to like other brands, there's this push to always come out with something new. Where I always feel that like Lawson's is slower, but better.
What do you mean slower?
Like, you know, you always see like, oh, this newest IPA. You got this new one, you know, this rapid fire coming out with new styles.
Yeah.
And then Lawson's comes out with Double Sunshine. They do a little slower, smaller release.
Right. That's exactly.
Yeah.
But it's
exactly
better.
Right. Yeah.
And then you come out with, I mean, is this the first stout that came out of Lawson's?
Not per se. I mean, we've had them at the brewery.
Right.
We've always had one on tap at the brewery.
Yeah.
It wasn't nitro, but we've always had one on tap at the brewery that was like one of Sean's first beers too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, pulsing all those rotational limited items like every 2 months just kind of, you know, it gives the consumers something a little different,
Right?
You know, something to still try that even though they're drinking sip or they're drinking little sip. But we're still, you know, a big business of, you know, our core brands. Which
Yeah.
is,
Right.
You know, sip is still doing extremely well, and it keeps growing. And
Oh yeah, the can size growing too.
yeah. So before I came here, I was at the Rooster.
Fantastic.
I was at Rooster just to get a quick bite because I worked in Stanford today, and I was just like, I got to grab something real quick, and just coming through, and he's serving sipping the 19.2 cans,
Nice. Yeah.
and he's charging $12, and that's actually,
wow.
believe it or not, I
Yeah,
mean that's kind of
a deal.
A deal, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, I'm not gonna drink one now, especially if I'm gonna get some beer over here,
Right.
but
Probably a good choice.
It's
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
honestly, when it comes to us, things happen, and then time gets away, and then you see the cans mounted up on the table, and you're like,
How did we get here?
I gotta work in like 7 minutes. Like, oh my god.
yeah, I can't I can't do that tonight.
No.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah.
I
So
appreciate being here though.
yeah. Can you give me the story on the sips? Because you're saying Double came out first, and
Yeah.
when I'm looking at the lineup, I'm going, okay, so Little Sip is a little version of Sip of Sunshine.
Yeah.
Sip of Sunshine, and then there's Double Sunshine, which in my mind I'm like, oh, it's double sip, but yet they're both 8%.
Yeah, so it's a great question.
Forget triple.
I do get asked it.
There's triple, right,
it often
right.
sometimes, and triple is not coming out this year. But we had it. I don't even think we had it last year. We had it the year before that.
But you came out with Double.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did double ruby red. You know, that was
Yep.
last year.
Yeah.
You know, this is double sunshine this year. You know, sip is at 8%. You know, the threshold of where a double IPA, where a single IPA stops and a double starts, is at 8%.
Yeah.
So the way I like to think of it as and explain to people sometimes is, you know, if like your sign, if like I'm a Gemini, right?
Mm-hmm.
If my birthday is on 5/21, even though it's not, but that falls on a Gemini, and then
Yeah.
whatever that sign is before, that's kind of where Sip of Sunshine falls.
Okay.
And I would say this too, because I mean, even though it says double, so yes, it is a double
Yeah.
IPA, and Sip is technically a double too, but it's also in the single area as well.
It's
Right.
it's in that.
You're just right.
right
in that
in
crux.
there.
in the middle of
Yeah, the
both.
70
It's the biggest single you could be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it doesn't scare you too much where you're like, oh, this is 8.5, 8.7,
Yeah.
you know, 9. I'm going to get blown away and not be able to, you know, do anything after this. So that's kind of where that falls. And then we made Little Sip for people who are like, I don't want to drink 8% anymore.
Right.
You
Yeah,
love
yeah.
Sip. I can't drink more than one. And so that spawned on Little Sip. And that's at 6.2 compared to 8. And it's
Yeah.
done extremely well.
So good.
Because
Yeah.
it's really very similar to Sip. You know, just a lower, you know, malt backbone to it. So, you know, to bring that alcohol down to 6.2. And it performs very well. Like I have a lot of customers who have it on tap and they blow through it. And I was in Fairfield today, and the guy was just telling me like all he does is buy 12 packs of Little Sip, and and he sells it at his bar. But when he goes to Vermont, because he's a house there, that's all he buys to drink at his house. Because he doesn't want an 8%.
Right.
And I hear that often, and so that's why we did that. But me personally, I always go for the 8%.
Yeah.
I see the benefit to the lower ABVs, not because of the healthier lifestyle or anything. It's because I can consume more at that
Right.
point.
Well, you're the target consumer for why we did that.
Yeah. I see, you give me 6.2 and I see I can have 6 to 8 of those. You throw me an 8 and I'm like, 4 to 6.
Yeah. No, I mean you're not the
4 to
only one.
6.
So
All right.
There's a reason why.
Have you been with me before?
Yeah. I don't. Me personally, I don't like lower ABV beers. I think, my tolerance is pretty high. So, and I feel like, higher ABV beers have, a little bit more flavor to them. Mm-hmm. And so,
Absolutely.
and that's why I like them. And I think it's just a tolerance thing for me, and also flavor. But listen, I'll crush a 5%, or if it's there and I need to. But what I drink at home, if I don't have Double Sunshine because I'm not at the brewery all the time to get it, is I drink Sip.
Yeah.
That's my go-to, and it's on tap at so many places that it's just readily available to me, and it's fresh, and it's got just a big Citra, and it's so drinkable for 8%, just like the Double Sunshine is. I mean, if I blind tasted you on this, you guys would probably think it's below 8.
Very true.
Absolutely.
No, it is very true. Because even just regular Sip, I forget that it's 8.
Yeah.
I so forget that it's 8.
Well, there was one of the days at Lori's pool that I grabbed a 4-pack of Sip.
And you just crushed all
and I
4.
crushed them. And that's what I'm saying. Like, so when I think of like I need to be able to last a day out in the sun, those are the days I'm talking about where I need to like, I need to be able to, be able to walk out of here after 6 of these.
6 sips?
Go. Right. That's why I need Little Sip.
Well, in the bars, they pour, bars pour different ounces. So, I try to encourage the 13-ounce pour. Just because it's less ounces, it's not as much alcohol, and it's more margin for the retailer.
Right.
But I got guys that are like, nope, I'm serving this in a 16. That's how I serve it. I'm like, so I just give them the pint glasses.
It's your margin, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, some guys still charge a little bit more.
Right.
But it depends on their customer. Like if their customer's like just used to, banging down pints, then I get it. Like you want to do what's right for your customer.
Right.
So.
Right.
But we would prefer that you drink it in a, this glass right here. Yeah. So.
That's how it was made, to be drunk.
Yeah.
Drink.
Yeah. I like drunk now.
Drunk?
I'm switching to drunk.
Now you're switching to drunk.
Switching to
All
drunk.
right, so since you are pretty much like the like man on the ground to understand exactly how it's going sales wise, is there really a constriction of beer sales, or is it just because like on the
in general, like
on the brewery side, we're seeing, especially in Connecticut, we're seeing all these breweries, starting to close. And as someone who's on the sales side for everywhere else, is it a constriction on going to breweries, or is it just like sales in general on no matter if you're at a brewery or if you're at a restaurant,
I think
or a bar?
Overall, volume is down in general for beer, and especially craft beer. Why that is, it's the health aspect, it's the cannabis aspect. People are consuming cannabis now. It's inflation. There's price. People are price conscious now. There's a lot of that going into it, but like we get trends, and we're up on everything going on nationally, and what's going on, and I mean, craft beer is definitely taking a big hit right now. And as you guys know, I mean, you're in the local scene. You're seeing guys close.
Right. Yeah.
You know, we're seeing a lot of consolidation right now too. There's a lot of breweries, merging, buying each other, and it hasn't, the bubble hasn't bursted yet. And I think, you got to kind of stick to your guns like we do if you're going to survive. I mean, we're all about quality. We're all about keeping it cold. We're all about keeping it fresh. That consumer or customer, whenever they get our product, they know it's going to taste the same every time, and it's consistent, and they don't have to worry about spending their hard-earned money on a 4-pack that's going to explode or not taste great, and maybe it's a bad batch and the brewery didn't want to dump it because they can't afford to. And so for us, we're doing fine. And it's for all those reasons. And then also we're just very active in the community as well. We do a lot for non-charity, and a lot of raising of funds up at the brewery, where the people that work at the brewery, they're all paid the same wage. Everyone kind of does different jobs, but no one gets tipped. They get paid a higher wage. And then the guests that come to visit our brewery are encouraged to tip to whatever 2 charities we are donating to that month. And those are locally in Vermont. And I think since 2018, I believe we've raised over $2 million.
Damn.
From people just tipping at the brewery.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I think, having that connection to the community, when people see you're that giving and you're willing to use your voice and your business for good and to help others, I think that resonates a lot, which will make people want to consume and buy your product as well. So it's really all about, when you're opening your approach, your ethos. And I've sat down with a lot of breweries who've called and, asked for suggestions, help, and, sometimes it's just too late. Like, it used to be a thriving, booming business. Anybody could just open up a brewery and they'd make money. As you guys know, it's not the case anymore.
No.
Yeah.
I think Vermont kind of has a special niche, though.
It started there.
I mean, Vermont, and you guys will see in June. I mean, it's just even outside of Burlington. Like, Burlington has those, one-off kind of breweries. I don't mean to say wannabes, because some of them are really good, but but then you have like these pockets of just history. It's really, like, when you think about Vermont beer, you have some of the founders, the ingrained greatness of craft beer.
It's a mecca, and the history is amazing. I have a book actually on the history of beer in Vermont, craft beer, that I actually got at the Vermont Country Store.
What a great store.
Yeah, I love that store. I mean, I know it's like a little tourist type trap, but
it is for a reason.
Cool stuff. And just the history itself is like, it was, so for East Coast, craft beer, which there wasn't really any down south craft beer, I don't think. I think it was Sam Adams was like 84. And then it was Harpoon in 86. And then it was Long Trail in 89. Now, Harpoon had a brewery in Vermont as well. I'm not sure if they had it when they first started. I think it might have came later when they purchased the Vermont brewery. But strong ties to craft beer in Vermont. And then, Long Trail kind of took it this way. And then, then he's that Alchemist and, and then Lost Nation. I remember back in the day hunting for beers in Vermont a lot. I was chasing them too. Even though I was selling them, I was, getting excited.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah.
Right.
Because you couldn't really get a lot before
You couldn't,
distribution
yeah.
was really big. I mean, you think about that was just 8 years ago, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember one time I was working at Long Trail and Waterbury, Vermont, which is actually near Lawson's. They had this store called the Craft Beer Cellar, and it was like, you knew you were going to get all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Isn't there a barbecue place?
Yeah,
Next to that?
There's a Prohibition Pig.
Yeah.
That sounds fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember going there. I was supposed to go home after my trip to go, from Long Trail or whatever. And I was
Yeah.
like, I got to go up and see this store. And I remember seeing Hetty Topper on the bottom of the cooler.
Ooh.
And just like,
Yeah.
I remember my eyes and all my spidey senses were
Yeah.
tingling.
Yeah.
And just like, oh my God, I found it. It's
Yeah.
here, and how exciting it was. And then, I think I got maybe 2 4-packs because they were only they limited you.
Yeah.
And just getting home and just like, looking at the can like I wanted to make love to it. I didn't want to open it, but I was like, nah, I need to open this.
I would go out on my beercations and just come home with, all the great breweries and be like, hey, come on. You got to try this. You got to see what I got.
Actually, I just realized the bottles popped on the maple.
Oh yeah, you could try that
Oh.
too.
Yeah. I was pouring this. It was like, oh,
IPA?
No, it's sticky maple.
Oh shit.
this is Lawson's
Yeah, it's brewery. It was
finest liquid
brewery
sticky.
only. I know. I have people say it to me all the time.
Why did you say it in such slow motion?
He said it like a TV commercial.
Yeah.
like
Sticky maple.
That sounds great.
you got a good radio voice, man.
Yeah, I've been told that.
I believe he was on the radio in college, wasn't he?
Nice.
Didn't you used to have your own show or something?
No.
Yeah.
No.
It was
Oh,
did
that's
a big
on
board of sticky.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Oh shit! It's
What's-
a fucking barley wine. I didn't read.
What's
I didn't
the-
read further down.
What's the horsepower?
No, that's not a barley wine.
It's only 8.5.
Yeah.
It says barley. Didn't it say barley wine?
No.
Aged in whiskey barrels.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I was
That's,
about to say. Whew.
That's a maple ale aged in whiskey barrels.
This guy.
Yeah. You know what? I haven't had this, so I'm gonna just try
Yeah.
a little.
Lisa,
Yeah.
you should partake.
All right. I was gonna finish the stout first.
Wash it a little bit.
Mike's got this cool sink.
Fuck you. Okay. All right. Fuck off.
Getting big maple there.
Fuck off.
Fucking big maple.
Big
a lot
Mike,
of-
big
it's a-
maple.
it's a
Yeah,
lot of
look at
maple.
that,
It's
right?
a lot of maple in there.
Oh my god.
What'd you guys drink with Brett when he came here?
Oh my God.
Oh,
that did-
Jesus.
Everything. He brought a cooler full of shit, and we had everything.
Was
Everything.
that on a Saturday or?
No, it should have been though.
Oh, it was on a weekend.
No, it was a Saturday. No,
It was a Saturday?
I think it was a
Listen,
Saturday.
All I
Came
know,
here?
it was hours.
It was here. It was here. It was a good 3-hour drink
Yeah, that
session.
sounds like Brett.
Yeah, it was a good 3-hour drink session. Let's put it this way: when we posted, there was probably about another 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tom M was the worst.
Yeah, Tom M was probably the
time?
Oh,
longest.
he
the
was
first
with
time.
you guys or no?
I mean,
Yeah.
don't say
Or
the
that was
worst.
separate?
That was separate.
No.
Don't say the worst. The longest.
He was the longest. He was about 4.5
No,
hours.
because no, okay. If we're judging rambling, Tom M was the
Oh,
worst.
Tom M. Yeah, Tom M.
Tom,
goes.
I didn't say that.
No, Tom. Tom
I
knows.
tried to defend you, and I'm the one you
Tom
let
He
go.
knows
knows
he
it.
can go.
He was over there. I'm just fucking rambling.
How many
Like-
stouts did he bring?
All of them.
Yeah, a lot.
Connecticut.
Yeah. And you know what? That was the thing also. I think all we drank was stouts.
Yeah.
He won't drink anything else. That's why.
No.
He'll drink that and then Snappy.
Actually, he'll drink
Oh, the lager?
Yeah, he'll drink Snappy, and there's a couple ales he'll drink, but yeah.
I've never seen him drink. I've only seen him drink stout.
Really? It's weird looking.
Yeah.
It strikes
When he
me
does.
odd that he'd go from a stout to snappy.
Palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you get deep into stouts and all the flavors and shit, you need a palate cleanser. Yeah.
Did you guys judge the homebrew comp or no?
No. We
just
just
there?
partaked in
No,
the
but I'll
drinking.
be happy to tell you who my favorite was.
Who won? What happened? Oh well, these are homebrewers.
Yeah, he's
Right,
homebrewers.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you didn't know them, and I wouldn't know them. But
No. I mean, we know them.
There's a
because
couple.
we're-
Yeah, there's a couple that we've known because they do the homebrew circuit pretty much.
Yeah.
And the people that won was
Oak Ridge.
Oak,
Oak Ledge?
Yeah, Oak Ledge. Oak Ledge.
is that a husband and
fun-
wife?
No.
No?
No.
two dudes.
Yeah, two guys. One of the guys.
Making the underground.
Yeah, he does the
Yeah.
underground homebrew.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What did they make?
It
Vienna.
was a Vienna.
Vienna lager.
Yeah.
I
Vienna
like
lager
Vienna.
one.
Yeah. It was hilarious because he was just pouring the Vienna lager for us.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, you might want to get, it's a good thing you came when you did because we're about to win. And then they started making the announcements. And then I turned around and was like, did you pay him? Like, how did you know you were about to win?
Was it a crowd vote?
No, the
There was
actual,
judges.
yeah.
Yeah, it was judges.
Yeah, I think
The first round,
round is half and half.
Is half and half of judges and crowd. Second round is just judges.
Wow. I used to judge some homebrew competitions. You guys ever meet Marty, who used to work for Nebco? He was
Yeah.
Jamal's boss before when Jamal
he just
started.
retired, like
Yeah.
within a year.
yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
I used to do a lot with him back in the day. I mean,
Oh, when for the Nepco homebrew.
no, Marty was something Marty just kind of did on his own. I think
Mm-hmm.
he used to work for Sierra Nevada, so I might have started
okay,
with
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I think, but I mean, there were competitions where this whole room would be filled with beer for competitors. Like, it was nuts. I'm like, how are we going to get through all this? You got to spit it out
Yeah.
too. You know?
Once
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
good time.
Yeah, we've done quite a few competitions judging, and it gets stupid.
Yeah.
The BJCP judge that I was paired up with for Great Falls, she's like, you don't have to drink all of that. And
Oh,
I'm like,
Ryan.
Yeah, it's like no. Yeah, it's like no. I
you
must
haven't
drink
met
it.
me
I must
before.
drink it.
I
It's
must
like I
drink
must
it.
drink
Yeah.
it.
They closed, right? Didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did close.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Great Falls.
Crazy.
It's crazy
Falls.
to think, like, and I'm going to say this as a complete fangirl, but it's crazy to think about some of the places that are closing and some that are hanging on.
Yeah, I
Yes.
see that in the comments in all the CT beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it on Facebook?
Connecticut
Beer drinkers of
Drinkers
CT.
Connecticut,
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw those comments. Yeah, I mean, it's a true statement.
It really is.
Yeah, some places like, how are you still open?
Well, there's people just that don't know what good beer is. That's why.
That's you know what, that's true. And you know what, I think that's another thing that a lot of people have just started doing. They're not really traveling out as much. They're just sticking to the local
Yeah.
spot that they're used to,
yeah,
and that's where they go on a regular basis.
yeah, right. It's like they're regular spots. So,
Yeah.
you know, they're not going to judge them.
Right.
They're just like being there.
And it's almost hypocritical for me to say that because I am such a, vibey and,
yeah, you're all about the vibe.
I am all about the vibes.
Yeah.
Like, and I'll say it a million times. I love back east. I walk in there. It's like I'm Norm of
Yeah.
back east. It's
You are.
because I
You are.
Because you
Why
are.
do you live near there?
I do live near
Yeah.
there. And it's just I feel like I'm part of that community.
Yeah.
Like you talk about the community for Lawson's. There's a lot of great beer in Vermont,
Yeah.
but people go to Lawson's because they feel part of that community and a tie to Lawson. Same thing probably with, Alchemist. It doesn't have to be the world's most amazing knock out of the park beer, but when you're treated, when you know that you're going to be respected in a place, and
Yeah.
it's a nice feeling.
Yeah.
But I will say that it helps that their
The beer is really good.
Yeah,
Yeah, beer's
and,
good.
It's Dudleytown. Love going to Dudleytown.
Love Golden Dudley. Wow, that was cursive as
Fudge.
wow.
I
As
don't even
peanut
know what
butter.
you just said.
I don't know what he said either. Did you
He
make
said-
out what
That's
he
why.
said?
That's why I'm glad we do it at home.
I thought it said just cursive.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
just
then
cursive.
fudge. That was a
I got tongue tied.
good fudge in Vermont. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
So we're going up to Vermont, the
Vermont.
beginning of January. June.
All you guys?
June.
Jesus.
June.
June.
All
yeah.
you guys?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna do we're doing a Brewhead trip. 'Cause last year we did one to Maine. This year we decided Vermont.
Nice.
And-
Favorite
Yeah.
brewery we went to in Maine? Geary.
Oh yeah.
Gary
Went
was
to the
probably
OG,
the favorite.
huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Geary.
Yeah, Gary was probably the favorite.
I mean, they're like old school.
Yeah.
yes, yes.
And this was a dumb find on our behalf too, because this was like my third trip up to Portland. Never knew this place existed, and I'm trying to show off for the boys. And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Hey, we're trying to kill time before Allagash. I found this place." Ha,
Yeah,
ha, ha.
yeah.
We walked in there, and it was amazing.
Amazing.
This guy, their quality assurance guy, took
Yeah.
us on a tour of all tours.
Yeah, yeah.
We were over the open top
Yep.
fermenters. We
Open
were, like, in-
fermenters.
It was-
44 brick with copper brew
Yeah.
house.
It
Like,
was
holy
it was
shit.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very historic beer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Man.
I mean, their tap room was smaller than this
Yeah.
this side
smaller
of the
than this
basement.
room. Yeah.
I feel like I've
Yeah.
driven by it because I've had a friend who's lived in Portland since out of college. We went to college together.
Yeah.
And he moved up there. And I was going to Bissell when it was in the old building.
Right.
next to
Yeah.
Allagash. And I remember, there was be lines over there. And I'd be like, hey, I work for, I'm in the business. Can I cut the line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I ain't
they
got time
did-
for this scrap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would just give me a 4-pack. And I'm like, thanks. Like,
Yeah.
And then the lines got bigger when they moved over into Thompson Point over, across the highway there. But
Oh yeah.
I think I'm the only one that paid that ticket.
what do you-
Yeah,
you
I
got-
think you're the
Yeah.
only
We all,
one that paid.
no, we all got
We
parking
all got
tickets.
parking tickets.
Oh, you guys took 3 cars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did
yeah.
you bring your significant others, or how's that
Yeah.
work?
Yeah.
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 Oh,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
We also, I'd like to just say this for the record. We are not the brightest bunch.
No.
Yeah. Well, actually, so sometimes
What?
we'll commute together.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
So it's hard sometimes because
depending on how many.
how many, who's
Yeah.
going,
Yeah.
Who's got to
and
leave?
leaving.
So what do you guys do when you're doing your beers thing? Like, are your wives and husband like at the beach or?
No.
They're with you?
They're with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're usually
Yep.
with us.
That's cool.
Yeah.
They're
And then-
usually looking for something else to do. Like, are
Yes.
we done with beer yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you ever been asked on your show here how you guys all met? I mean, I know it was you two first, right?
Yeah. So
Oh, you guys used to work together.
yeah,
right?
we
Yeah.
used to work. We used to work together at an auto shop, and it
You can
was
say CarMax.
the.
It's
Oh,
fine.
we go with St. CarMax.
give a
Okay.
shit.
So you're at that tenure now.
one in Harvard?
You no longer give a
Harvard?
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it was Brando, I, and Clinton, we all used to work at CarMax, and then Clinton and I, we left, and Brando still works there. But it was like one of those things where we just wanted to do something fun together.
Were
like
you
on
guys
YouTube.
drinking craft before that? Like,
Yes. So we were big. Sam
Huge.
Adams.
Sam, yeah.
We were.
We would get together
si-
just for the seasonal pack.
Yeah,
yeah.
so that's kind of like we would literally every seasonal pack, we'd either go to his house or Clinton's house, and we would drink the season pack
Yeah.
and
So cute.
and bitch and moan about the seasonal.
About the hoppy ones.
yeah.
Yeah.
We weren't into IPAs back then.
Yeah.
We were more
all the
lager.
hoppy one, the Noble
Yeah.
Pills, the Latitude 48.
Latitude 40 fucking 8.
Yeah.
I used
Oh
to sell
my
that too when I was
God.
at HDI, that same pack.
I feel like I would love that beer now.
Yeah, me too.
But it was
I
just
feel like
like
that was a West Coast, if I recall.
Yeah.
It was- oh
it was
my
a West Coast
God.
with hops from every
All the
place
Latitude 48.
on 48.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was wow.
say what it was when we were then.
It was
It was absolutely fucking disgusting. Freaking disgusting.
Yeah, I mean,
Fudge.
you drink 120 raw now, so yeah, you would
dude.
definitely
raw.
like, yeah,
raw.
You would,
You know what? Fermenter bottle my mouth. Love it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I love it.
And then how's Lisa coming in the picture?
so
Oh,
Lisa,
Was she buying a car from you?
Yeah,
no,
no. I work on
Lisa-
cars. I don't
no.
sell nothing.
Lisa was our first fan to ever come up to us
You
and say,
damn right.
At a beer
"Brewheads, yeah,
At a beer fest.
Small state.
small state,
Okay, in
small
Har-
state,
in
great
Hartford?
beer,
Yep.
Constitution Plaza.
Constitution
Oh,
Plaza,
wow. Was that
Old
one?
school.
Yeah.
yep." And she came up, "Oh my god, you guys are the Brewheads!"
All
and
right, I didn't do it with that much enthusiasm.
Ange did.
you know,
no.
no,
No, Ange did.
Was
and
it Ange
and
that
then
you-
she came over, like, apologizing for Ange.
That sounds
And-
right.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
yeah, that sounds more accurate.
Because I swear you were,
I mean, I love y'all.
you were excited.
I
No, but you
I
were.
was excited.
You were excited.
So
because
then how
I
lo-
had a lot to say.
How long from that point to when you got on part of the team.
Oh God.
Her first beer review we did she did with us. What was
Hanging
it?
Hills.
Hanging Hills. It was her birthday.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
And we did
Heart Beast.
Heart Beast. Yeah, the
Heart
triple.
Beast.
Yeah.
It was the
And
three
then
of us,
what
and
was
then
the pie one?
Oh,
was that?
Yeah, that was the sour. That
Yeah.
was it was actually pretty good. Fuck, I can't remember the name of it.
So, let me give you the short
411.
version.
Yeah.
that ain't the short version.
I stalked them.
Yep.
I had a lot to say on how
Yeah.
to make things
Better.
better.
We got along really well first, right?
Brando hated me, ignored me for days, weeks, months,
but
years.
Brando hates people, so that's
Yeah.
usually that's his
I really
MO.
do.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
and
that's his
now,
MO.
you know,
If
I'm
you're
your
in my
favorite.
circle,
Yeah,
you're good.
okay.
No, that's not a glowing recommendation. Yeah, like my circle isn't. It's not a great circle,
Oh, I know.
right? And I don't think that you should feel honored to be in my circle. I'm
Okay. I am honored, however.
just letting you know that
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
So, elevate myself. You single?
Yeah.
Oh,
I stalked.
peanut butter.
I secured. And then eventually just bullied my way in.
Really? Yeah.
And took over.
Yeah, because Clinton left, and
I don't think I remember Clinton.
And then I
So,
said, "You need
you
a
know-
chick.
I'm trying to
Mix it up.
hold on. I'm trying to think.
He did
Get the broad's
He did
perspective
sip
on
of sunshine
beer.
with us.
He did do Sip
did
of
do Sip of
Sunshine with us.
Sunshine.
Yeah, he did, and he hated it because Clinton was not an IPA drinker.
Well, did he work with you guys too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? In all honesty, you know
He
what?
didn't like
No.
sours either. What did he like?
Lagers
Okay.
and
Lockers, liquor, and then
Yeah.
and then wrench.
Oh, double IPAs he liked. He loved double IPAs.
But double hazies.
yeah, double
New
hazes.
England's
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah. It had to be sweet.
So my first beer review was Heart Beast.
Yes. Heartbeats.
Yeah.
Do you guys give ratings when you do it, or
Yeah.
Yeah,
0 through 5
yeah.
or 1 through 5.
Like Untapped, but with the fact that Untapped has I'm with you now. Untapped has way too many, like keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
Like I felt if I responded to all the ill-advised beer posts, I was either going to get killed or kicked off.
I mean, for us, when we did beer reviews and we talked about the beer, we would say what we don't like. And yeah, if we gave a beer a low score, we would emphasize, hey, it's our palate. Don't not drink it because I said this beer is a 2. Understand that these are the flavors I get. If you enjoy these flavors and I don't, that's on me. That's not on you. You should try it because maybe it's something that you'll enjoy. And I think Untapped misses that point where it's just like,
you can get.
it's a Pilsner. It tastes like a Pilsner. I hate Pilsners 1.
But I think
Yeah.
Untapped had its point
It did.
purpose
It did.
many years ago
Yeah.
when it was, when we were all geeky out there beer hunting.
Exactly.
And those rare
Yeah.
and elusive finds
Exactly.
looking for that unicorn.
Because when we first started this whole thing, we
tracked
were
everything on
we were
Untappd.
tracking everything on Untappd, and even put like our whole thing on Untappd was our rating is an average of our 3 scores.
Yeah.
So depending on the beer, it would be kind of low depending on the style because one might give it 3.75, someone give it a 4.25, and someone give it a 4. So it kind of skews it. But we made that known on our reviews on Untappd, and we weren't just trying to like belittle people, except for fucking Dimble Island. Was it? No, not Dimble Island.
No.
Stony Creek, who owes me fucking pineapple. And
Oh yeah.
F-bombs are dropping a lot.
Yeah.
Pineapple or
no, they owe me. They told
Pineapple.
me. They told me copious amounts of pineapple in Riper Cranky pineapple.
I'm like, why do they owe you a pineapple?
Yeah. He wants it delivered. Yeah.
It was like
Nice.
copious. I bought the beer because copious amount of
Stony
pineapple
Creek,
flavor.
if you're listening, can
Stony
you
Creek, you owe
get
me
him a
pineapple.
pineapple?
Yeah,
I
you owe
don't
me.
think you have to worry about that anymore.
I'm
Really?
not saying anything.
I know. I know.
Peanut butter.
Yeah,
Peanut butter.
Yeah.
Peanut butter.
Is your handle on Untappd Brewheads or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Brewheads ENT.
Yeah.
Or
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Brewheads ENT.
So we've reviewed a few of these beers.
We did, yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Nitro Stout we reviewed.
We reviewed Nitro Stout.
We
And we had a expert in
what's
there.
what was the pool party? What was the purple one?
Hazy.
I got the shirt on Hazy.
Hazy Rays.
Hazy Rays. Yeah. That
now
was a good
Hazy
one.
Rays is a poolside beer for me.
That
I
is.
That is a
completely agree.
go-to
It's very
poolside
drinkable,
beer.
very light.
Yeah.
A lot of flavor though.
Yeah.
For as light as it is, like tropical.
What's the ABV on that one?
That's 5.3.
Oh, see, that's
Yeah.
why it's a poolside
Yeah.
beer.
Yeah.
And that
Nah, I
will,
love Hazy
to circle
Rays.
back, prove my
Yeah, right.
Solidify
you go
my
back
po-
to those,
right.
Yeah.
Well, whenever I sample Hazy Rays at any fest, people are always surprised because I don't know what they're expecting, but they're like, because I'll get people that say, I don't drink beer, I don't drink IPA, and I'm like, try this. And then when they try it, 9 out of 10 times they like it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so it's still kind of like doing its thing where it's getting out there because, when you have sip and little sip and then, all the rotationals, it kind of gets a little bit lost.
Yeah.
But it also gives us a hazy option in our portfolio too, which we don't, necessarily have or had.
It's also an amazing, like you were stating, a great gateway
Yeah.
for sure. To the wine drinker.
Yeah.
Right, right.
A lot of wine drinkers come up to me at festivals. I mean, I was at Mohegan Sun last week and for their fest all weekend, and I don't drink it. I want something light. I don't like IPA. I'm not
Yeah.
hoppy. I don't do hoppy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, we have a spit bucket right here. Like, if you don't like it, spit in
it
the
out.
bucket
Yeah.
or
it's so
dump it
hard.
out. And I'm not going to take offense. And it happens at every festival, 9 out of 10. Yeah, wow, this is good. I like this.
Yeah.
No, it is so good. And
It has
it's-
such a good balance.
Yeah, it's easy, it's laid back. And I can understand a lot of people they get especially with like sip. I always told people like if you're not a hop forward like palate person, yeah, you probably don't want to try sip because it's a beer.
It's an experience.
Yeah, it's hop forward, and if you don't like that hop forwardness of it, yeah, I can see how you get turned off. And hazy, it just chill. It's just it's chilled. It's laid
It's
back.
very light.
It doesn't try to punch you in the face with the flavor.
Yeah. It's a gateway for sure. And it's purple, so
See?
Yeah.
we
Give me the purple one.
we love our colors at Lawson.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see our
But
color
that's
scheme.
really a big Vermont thing too, though,
Yeah.
right? Is those bright colors and
Yeah.
being. I can't wait to take you guys.
The yellow is just
I am
I'm
excited.
excited.
stands out.
Yeah, it does.
When you go to a store and you just see the yellow,
Oh,
it just
definitely.
draws you to it. And then, when you're in a bar, and you see a yellow can go by, you're like,
Right.
I want
You
one
know,
of those.
you know what?
Yeah.
You can never miss the fucking sip tap handle.
Yeah, I know.
Never.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we changed that up. I want to say like 3 years ago, we changed those handles, and it definitely stands out on a tap. Lineup on their systems there. But yeah, man, it's been a good ride.
Yeah.
10 years old this year.
That's crazy.
So we're doing a lot, to commemorate it, and some of the things we're doing is Sean's gonna we're gonna have an enter to win contest online where you can go up and brew with Sean up at the Seven
Nice.
Barrel.
Damn, how much does that cost to win?
I was like, no purchase necessary. Enter to win. One per household.
One per household. I just bought a lot of houses. Oh, damn, man.
We're gonna do some, artist kind of commemorative things where people are gonna send in artist renderings of like sip cans and stuff, and then I think we're gonna go back to some of the old bloggers who at first reported on sip and how
Right.
good it was,
Yeah.
and get back to them on where they are and bring them in and kind of just say, hey, remember what you guys did back then, and just kind of have a conversation about it. But you'll see, things are still in the works, but you'll see all year in 2025 just a celebration of the 10-year anniversary of SIP, because it's just such an iconic brand and beer. Like it's just, and you guys know in Connecticut and the whole Northeast, it's it's an iconic beer.
Oh yeah,
It really is.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Brewheads will be up in Vermont June 6th, 7th, 8th.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
a great time to go to Vermont, by the way. I always tell people to go up then, too. Especially if you don't ski.
If
Get
you're
the greenage.
listening, Sean,
Yeah, you listen
if
to
you
Sean.
wanted to have like some sort of special event,
Or
Yeah.
brewer or something.
Yeah, or brew. Yeah,
Well, you guys just tell me when you're going, and,
yeah.
we'll take care
I
of you.
want it to be like the last thing we do so we can spend
Oh, is
as
that the
much
last day?
So, where are you guys staying?
So we're going to get an Airbnb, I
Yeah.
think,
What
in
town?
Waterbury-ish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we
I
want to.
be
We
right in the
want
middle
to
of
be.
everything.
Yeah, we want to be
Right.
wherever.
I want it to be
yeah.
kind of central. The other thing was that we can't do everything all beer.
Yeah.
Because some of our significant others
We'll
need.
go nuts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe, Waterbury will hit Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah.
There's some, good restaurants in that area.
Ben and Jerry's is fun. I took my
Oh,
son
yeah.
there last year. Yeah, it was cool.
Did you go to the graveyard?
Yeah, we did. It really is cool.
The
Yeah.
Ben and Jerry's graveyard?
Yeah,
They
man.
have a graveyard of like flavors they don't make anymore, so they have
No shit.
They're
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
they retired to the graveyard.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting tour.
yeah,
It's-
we did the tour too, and it was yeah, it was interesting.
That quality control nonsense was like,
Yeah.
I want that job. I just want to be the taste tester for Ben and Jerry's.
I mean, listen, their ice cream is the best.
Oh, yeah.
it really is. But there's so much. Like, how long are you guys going for? A week or?
I think we're leaving
5
on
days.
Thursday,
Thursday, 4
and
days.
coming home Sunday.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you still got Burlington. To
We're
the
not
north.
going to do all of Burlington, though.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, Burlington, but I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah,
we
I
can
mean,
pass on you.
I mean, I would pass too, but I mean, these guys never been, so
But
Yeah.
But you know what? We have.
So
We
all right,
we
let's-
try to stay focused.
yeah.
So,
So do
if
you have
I
a
take
hit
them
list
to
yet?
Burlington, which two breweries in Burlington do you think they have to go to?
Honestly, I'm gonna probably go outside of Burlington.
Yep.
Yeah,
Same.
I would go to
Like, I only like-
Alchemist and
Yep.
Alchemist, yeah.
Von Trapp is
Oh, yeah,
is
absolutely.
cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I would go to those two,
Yep.
and then Lawson's is definitely a must.
Oh. I'm saving the best
Oh,
for
Yeah,
last.
yeah.
You'd go to Lawson?
I
yeah.
would. And
Couple
tell them I
times a week,
sent you.
maybe.
They love when I send guests up.
Yeah.
There's so many people from Connecticut that go up there.
Yeah. I mean, because it's not an awful drive.
It's not. And
No,
a lot of people
no.
still ski and
Yeah.
snowboard. So
Can we get shirts that say Joey O sent us?
Yes.
We should.
Yeah.
they'll know. Trust me. There's a lot of people I know like to go up, and I always encourage them to go up because when you walk into our tap room, I call it the beer cathedral. Like it's, like repurposed wood.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
I've seen the images.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it looks
Acoustics
I've
are
seen
amazing.
the
amazing.
cooler and the colors of the cooler. It's
Yeah.
just
And our patio is really awesome. We got fire pits, and you're looking over out into a mountain across the street, and
Yeah.
there's we're in the middle of the mountains, almost where our brewery is, and you still have Sugar Bush and
Yeah.
Mount Ellen and Mad River Glen, which is all right there, and then you have the actual Mad River, which is the valley that we're in.
Nice.
Mad River Glen. You can do some glider tours where
Yeah.
you can, fly and see all the mountains.
Oh, I am not doing that. I'm too young for that. I mean, too old for that shit now.
come on.
If like 20 years ago, I would have been all about that shit.
on.
Now, my mortality hit
I wouldn't
real
do it
soon.
either, but I mean, great swimming holes in the Mad River.
Listen, he's not even kidding.
No,
though.
I'm being serious.
Oh, I know.
It's-
But it was the best segue from
No, there's just,
previous conversation.
there's just a lot to do, you know.
gone.
So I have one more question before.
One more, and then we'll wrap. And then,
Yeah.
what time is it? What do you got?
7:46.
Oh yeah, we're right on schedule.
Yeah.
So, and I never come up with good questions, but I feel this is good.
So we'll be the judge of that.
Okay.
Okay.
So, because obviously you're in sales in charge of Connecticut, and when did you feel, or did you feel, that labels played a big part in selling of the beers? Like that the label was such a part of marketing.
I mean, It always has been. I mean, look at food products. Look at
Right.
any product that if you don't have the right marketing and label behind it, then you're not going to do that great.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and you guys know, I mean, you've probably seen some bad labels out there too. And
Oh, yeah, definitely.
there's some, suspect packaging going on, and just stuff doesn't look like it should.
Yeah.
The consumer sees with their eyes first, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So if they see something that's appealing to them, they're going to be inclined to buy it.
Yeah.
And so it's easier to sell products that look better and more appealing to the consumer, especially if they don't know what's in it, if they never had it.
Yeah.
If it's the first time they're going to try something, if I have a startup brewery and no one knows who I am and my packaging is just all white with a couple squiggly lines in it, how am I going to get people to try that and buy it?
Right.
Yeah.
And so it plays a big part. And at Lawson's, we have a marketing division and great artists that we work with as well that, keep everything in brand.
Yeah.
But also keep it fresh and new. And, we refresh packaging every once in a while. I think the sip can was rebranded a couple years before I got hired, so it used to not have like this black ring around it.
Right.
Yeah. Used to just
and
be all yellow.
Yeah, and so you also have to refresh too.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think when you refresh, you still need to stay on brand. Like, don't go way too off. The other thing is, like, I don't know, people are running out of names for beers because they're all trademarked or,
True.
So
Yeah.
I think you got to watch what you call your beer or even brewery, because if someone can't spell it or say it, they're not going to buy it, and it is going to be confusing. You have to dumb it down somewhat to the consumer where
Right.
it's easy for them to want to pick it up and say, oh, this is Lawson's, this is a double IPA, this is Sip Sunshine, this is so-and-so.
Yeah.
It just helps with that consumer pulling your product.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know there's weird names out there, like, my sister's bike IPA.
Yeah.
It's like,
What? God, some of Kent Falls. Buddy Sprinkles saves the day.
Ken Falls
Yeah.
naming.
and I get it. Some
yeah, it's
breweries,
crazy.
there are
That's
some
their
breweries.
thing.
That's their
I
thing,
agree.
yeah.
Some breweries want to have a pun and be funny, and I get that. That's the playful side of
Yeah,
craft beer. But I think at the end of the day, when you're trying to run a business, and turn a
Definitely.
profit,
Yeah.
you really have to be mindful of those things. And I think that's one of the reasons why we've been successful.
No,
Right.
very true.
Yeah.
I feel like, honestly, and I'm not saying this just because you're a guest on the show right now, but Lawson's has kept it simple. Like,
Yeah.
it's really
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
subtle cans.
Yeah.
it's on brand with Vermont. It's on brand with their marketing scheme, and it's done them well.
Yeah.
Obviously.
We have great people up there, that brainstorm and get together and run through sketches of labels and products and names, and everything is very well thought out, and it's a process. And I think that's another thing is you got guys that are just I made a beer and it's got to go out, and there's no thought on the rest of it. It's just I have the liquid, I need to sell it, but it goes hand in hand. You need to figure out how to market that beer and market your brand, because brand loyalty is tough. For people,
it
people
is.
to come back to your beer, and if they buy it today, are they going to buy it on Friday? And we know in the craft beer industry, a lot of people like to bounce around and try
Yeah.
other beers
Yeah.
Right.
and trade. But if you can really get some brand loyalty and stay focused on having something a little bit more simple for them to kind of understand what it is, know what it tastes like,
Yeah.
and for us have that consistency
Consistency.
of our beer and keeping it cold and keeping it fresh, which is who we are. That works for us, and that continues to work for us. So it's just it's all about how your mindset is going into opening your brand or brewery, and what your background is, and needing to know if you need someone in that background to help you, because like I said, you just can't get. I made this awesome beer and now it's gonna sell.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't work that way.
No.
Yeah, it's a long process.
People aren't going to
It
taste
truly
something
is,
that
yeah.
looks stupid.
Right, and if they, like I said, they can't say it or spell it, and
What did you just say?
I'm pretty much a poet.
He said people aren't going to taste something that
Looks stupid.
looks stupid.
The labels. If it
Okay.
looks stupid, why are you going to put it in your mouth?
You can't taste a look.
You can.
Okay.
Oh, you can.
I mean, I can taste sunshine every time I drink Lawson's.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what? That's the
Sunshine.
ending.
It may
Yeah.
not be sip of sunshine, but you taste sunshine.
It's liquid sunshine.
Yeah,
favorite
liquid
character,
sunshine.
That's what we
Sunshine.
like to say.
Yeah.
Remember the Titans. Sunshine.
I was going with Harlem Nights.
Oh, if you throw it up in the air, it turns into sunshine. Peanut butter. Peanut butter.
Yeah, yeah,
Peanut
yeah.
butter.
Yeah. All right. So thank you, Joey.
Thank you for having me.
Hell yeah,
we
man.
appreciate you coming through,
No, thank you.
and we appreciate everything that you do.
All the sips of
Appreciate
yum yums.
Yeah.
The doubles, the triples, the nitros, all the
Yeah.
yum yums.
Well, you know, I was thinking about this, yesterday or today before I came in here, and I forgot I was having a conversation with somebody. I have so many conversations throughout the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, the craft beer is on the decline, and
Yeah.
so like for what you guys are doing for craft beer and sticking with it and doing what you're doing and having people in and guests and promoting the local scene, it's very good to see from someone who's been in it for a long time. So I want to say thank you.
Oh.
Thank you.
Well, you're-
Thank
we're
you.
humbled and
Yeah,
you're very
yeah, for
welcome.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just nice to see, people still geek out over beer.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We geek out over, honestly, and I'm going to go to emotional because it's Brando.
Oh.
We geek out over good beer and amazing people.
Yes.
And so, this is why we do it, because we get to hang out with people like you, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Seriously.
thank you. That's awesome, and you guys are awesome, and I'm sure we'll do this again sometime. Maybe
Oh yeah.
Pool party.
I could be with Brett. We can.
Oh my God! You sure you want? You sure you want that?
You, Brett, Jamal.
Yeah.
Remember
God.
the Titans?
Oh,
Let's
God.
get it done.
You know
Yeah.
what?
There will
That's
have
a
to be,
really great idea.
That's what I'm saying.
There will have to be some other cocktails involved, though. Because
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah, well, that'll be
incorporate
a
some
weekend.
whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a.
An
yeah.
entire weekend.
And it'll have to be outside because you guys are going to want cigars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love cigars.
Yeah.
I love them.
And that
I have the tiki setup.
The tiki setup.
Yep.
Oh, we'll have to do
Let's
that.
try to line it up for the summer.
Yeah, we'll have to do
Jamie's
that.
always busy,
Is pool
but
party coming back out?
jammy.
you're gonna
I love
have
it.
to pin him down.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. He's the hard
Oh.
one to pin down.
Crap, before I forget, you're also involved in changing the air, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Well, we are Lawson.
Lawson
Yeah.
is correct. Okay.
Yeah, and that all came about through my relationship with Jamal.
Right.
And then kind of what he was doing, and having the ability to provide a scholarship for someone of color to
Right.
to
Yeah.
learn how to brew is exactly the kind of things that we would promote and want to
Yeah.
be in. So we've been a sponsor of Changing the Air for the last 3 years, 2 or 3 years, and this was 2 years, and we've made 2 beers.
Yeah.
Actually,
Very
I think
good
it's
beers.
3. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, I was about to say yeah. No, I think
Yeah,
it's 3 beers. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, and so it's first year we brewed up at Lawson's with Jamal and some of his team, and the second year we did the same.
Yeah.
We piloted a bunch of stuff and kept playing around with recipes, and then this past year we actually brewed down at Nebco.
Yeah.
And so this year I'm not sure. We may be back at Nebco. It all depends on the logistics of things, but it's been great to partner up with him and his organization, and just being able to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
We like to help people, and so we're in a position to do that with his organization, and
Mr. Philanthropy.
we'll be
Yeah,
back.
for real.
We'll be back. Jamie's.
Jimmy's never not doing nothing.
Yeah. And, he works.
Jimmy
Jesus.
be jamming.
He works
Damn.
his butt off, and he's got a crazy work ethic, which
Yep.
I admire.
Yeah, for real.
And he's just a good dude and a good friend, and
Right.
Yep.
having that tie to him, how he came up, how I came up, and the connections through Brett is just cool too. So
Oh, Brett.
You know?
Oh, Brett, you're the linchpin, man.
Yeah, for real.
Listen, he's the king. He's the king craft beer in Connecticut. I
Yeah.
He truly is. No, he truly is. So
Well,
once again,
thank you,
yeah. So
Sarah.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
No, I was going to say just
I'll let you
thank
wrap
you.
it up. You have the deeper voice.
Anything else that you want to promote about Lawson's?
No, just be on the lookout for the 10th anniversary of SIP this year. And
Oh, yeah.
if you want to enter to win, I don't think it's up on our website yet or our social media, but just stay tuned to that for
Yeah, don't
for you
worry.
to
When
enter
that
to win.
when that comes out, we'll share and all that.
Yeah,
good
so
stuff.
it's just exciting to promote that and be a part of this brand, and having Double Sunshine in front of me right now is
Awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
And sitting in
It's
a
awesome.
house in Connecticut
Yeah.
with double sunshine.
Yeah, for
I'm
real.
excited. I'm telling you, the phone's been ringing off the hook, and that's a good thing. So,
As it should.
Yeah.
so it's been great, and thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Thank
man.
you.
Thank you for coming. Lisa, what is your final thought on these beers?
They don't suck.
You damn right.
You damn right. So make sure you go out there and get some Double Sunshine and all of Lawson's finest liquids.
All of his finest liquids.
And as always,
Drink responsibly, stay wobbly. Thank you, Joey O, from the bottom of our hearts. Catch you on the next one.
deuces.
Deuces.
Cheers. Thanks.